Jerome de Haas, CEO of Eneco Electricity Company, is proposing a new wind farm off the coast of Dorset and Hampshire on England's only World Heritage coastline in an attempt to tackle the challenges of climate change. Julie Hatcher, Marine Awareness Officer for the Living Seas team for the Purbeck Marine Wildlife Reserve, is doing everything in her power to prevent this idea of new wind farms.
Right then, let's get started. Navitus Bay is a proposal for new wind farms to be constructed on the Jurassic coast on England's only World Heritage coastline, so that Dorset is able to produce its own energy using renewable sources. This will be funded and constructed by two multinational companies, EDF Energy and Eneco. The reason behind this is that England will then have a secure supply of energy and electricity. In addition, over 700,000 homes will be running off of this new energy production scheme. We are joined today with CEO of Eneco, Jerome de Haas. Is that correct?
Yes,
And you're behind the proposal for these new wind farms?
that is correct.
Very well. And on the other side of the argument, we have a representative for the Purbeck Marine Wildlife Reserve, Julie Hatcher. Is that correct?
Yes, and I'd just like to stress the fact that
It is clear by your expressions that there will be major disagreements within the court today. Right then, let's start with the defender. Jerome, you argue that there is numerous benefits to this proposed plan. Is this correct?
Yes, Judge.
Very well. Starting with the social aspect of this topic, I would like an example of this, if you please.
Yes, Judge. Well, one of the benefits that this project will bring to the local residents of the Jurassic coast is that the new wind farms will produce enough energy to provide over 700,000 homes of energy, which will be a significant change for Dorset, which does not currently have its own way of creating its own energy.
Well, I can see why that would be a benefit to the local residents, as well as the fact that there would be less stress put on the major energy production companies of the UK. Julie, it does not take a genius to realise that this would be highly beneficial to the local area, as it does not pollute the location and instead powers a large section of Dorset. Is there anything you'd like to...
well, yes, I would. It's all great and everything, powering all of those homes, but have you considered the fact that during the construction of this farm, there would be a large amount of England's only World Heritage coastline being disrupted? Does that not mean anything to you?
First off, I was still talking, Julie. And second, that is also correct, and it would have been sensible for these two multi-million companies to realise that before they had broadcasted this proposal. However, I am also aware that this is not the only location that will be significantly affected by this proposal. Is this correct?
Yes, Judge. There will also be a marine protected area which will be severely affected by the construction of the wind farms. Linking with environmental factors to be considered, there is a wide range of fish and bird species that rely on this marine protected area, which could be put in jeopardy because of this new development.
Well, that was not brought to my attention previously. Thank you, Julie, for this information. Jerome, were you aware of this?
Yes, I was.
So in your eyes, hundreds of species, some rare in this particular area, these don't matter or alter your decision at all?
I ask the questions, you answer. However, once again, she is right. Does any of this information alter your opinion on this matter?
No.
Please elaborate.
Well, although there will be some disruption towards the marine protected area and the World Heritage coastline, the long-term impacts will be minimal. For example, over time, when there is more energy being produced in this area, there will be a reduced impact on the global climate change.
So you're willing to destroy a habitat for hundreds of species just to cut down on a small percentage of greenhouse gases? Is there not another location which would be just as effective to plant a wind farm and wouldn't destroy any other habitats?
In response to your question, Julie, I have a document here which has laid out all the alternatives to this Navitus Bay project. However, it will be more effective and worthwhile in Dorset on the Jurassic coast. Anything else to add, Jerome?
Yes, Judge, if I'm able to move over to the economic benefits, because of this project there will be a significant amount of jobs created, both temporary and permanent.
Although that is interesting, that is not a fact, that is a statement, implying that there is no facts to back up your point.
I have facts. Talking! Sorry, Judge, but I have facts.
Well, bring them up to me. Well, this first states that 1,700 temporary jobs will be made during the construction of Navitus Bay. There'll also be 140 permanent jobs. This is interesting, but how long will this project take to build?
4 years, Judge.
May I say something, Judge?
Very well.
You say that it takes 4 years to construct this wind farm, costing approximately £3 billion. How often will this need to be replaced?
Every 25 years.
I know I'm no expert in this field, however it does not take a genius to know that this may not be the most sustainable method of tackling the challenge of climate change. If you say that it needs to be replaced every 25 years, costing $3 billion each time, you do realise that for every 100 years, the government will have to provide $12 billion in order to rebuild this wind farm. Has this actually been thought through properly and extensively?
Yes, Judge, it has.
Well, please elaborate, because I'm not seeing the logic here.
Although it does look like a lot of money in the initial cost, however, through the constant production of energy from this wind farm, it may pay off the high costs, even when it's not at its peak performance.
Not at its peak performance?
If I may, Judge, I would just like to explain the fact that what he means by the term, and I quote, when it's not at its peak performance, is that if the wind speed reaches any higher than 15 miles per hour, it's considered to be too high for the wind turbine and the farm will actually have to be turned off.
Thank you for that, Julie. And Jerome, although your proposal of your wind farm seems convincing and include many benefits to the local area, the fact that a wind turbine cannot be effective without a certain type of wind speed is completely ridiculous in my opinion. Although I am no expert, it does not seem as effective as first projected.
I have more facts to provide, Judge.
No, I have heard quite enough and have come to a decision. Although there's obviously a problem in terms of Dorset's lack of energy production, I do not feel that it is necessary to disrupt both England's only World Heritage coastline and a marine protected area to achieve this. So, my final decision is that the wind farm will not be built and no areas of protected marine life or coastline will be disrupted. Julie, congratulations. You can now continue your studies without being disrupted by unnecessary construction.
Thank you, Judge.
And for you, Jerome, thank you for coming. However, you'll be required to find another more suitable location for your wind farm.
Yes, Judge.
Very well. We are done.
Hello.
Bloopers.
See you later. Have fun.
Bye. Thanks.
Come on, honey. Okay.
What's happened in there?
You guys remember setting up 3 4, okay?
Yeah. Do you want to do that again?
That's so hard.
That's right. Right.
Anything else to add, Jerome?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Cheers.
There is no facts to back up your point.
No.
But how long will this project take to build? Very well. Stop! Talking! Implying that there is no facts to back up your point.
Oh, sorry.
Implying that there's no facts to back up your point. Implying that there's no facts to back up your point.
Oh, you're so demanding, Connie.
Sammy,
Take your shirt off.
If you want Sammy.
Oh, I keep losing my place.
Sorry.
Ramming. Jesus, but Christ.
That is good.
If I may, Judge.
Judge Rinder.